Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle FtW and welcome back to another Call of Duty Vanguard video. Today we are back with another map guide video. Today we're taking a look at the map Oasis here within the game. And here is an overview of the map. As you guys can see, it's a not really a 3-lane map or anything like that. It's kind of a wide open map to a degree and everything of that nature. It's also not too big. It seems a lot bigger than it really is. It's probably a medium-sized map compared to other maps in this game. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So, as you guys know, with every single video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all of the popular areas of the map, as well as all of the spawns that I know of. And I think there's a lot of spawns on this map that if I remember correctly. So I'll go ahead and put all of the popular areas on the screen right now for you guys to take a look at. As you can see, a lot of them revolve around the buildings, as well as sort of over to the top of the map if you're looking at the mini-map like I am. And then, of course, here are all of the spawn points as well. Again, there are quite a few, but again, if I miss any, it's definitely not on purpose. It's just the fact that there's a whole bunch of spawns in this game. Sometimes they're random, but at least all the spawns that I will put in this video are the more common spawns on this map. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this map guide. So let's just, I'm gonna give you guys a pretty honest disclaimer about this map. I don't like this map anymore. I used to like it right at the beginning of the game, probably the first week or so that the game was out. I actually really enjoyed this map, but now I really don't like it, and there's a couple of reasons why, which I'll get to into a second, or which I will get into here in a second. But basically, the biggest reason I don't like this map is just the most campy map in the game. Like, Red Star is more rush friendly than this map, which is absolutely insane because Red Star is obviously one of the largest maps in the game. But yeah, this map is just really, really campy. Every time I play it, it doesn't matter. Domination, kill confirmed, patrol even, campy. Just so campy. And maybe it's just my players, maybe it's the players in my lobbies, but this map is really not good in this game, mostly because of the campers. Overall, this map, without the way that people play on it, is pretty dang good, actually, believe it or not. I actually do like this map quite a bit. It's just unfortunately the way people play. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to go ahead and head over here to the left first. Again, here's one of the destructible environments here on the map. There's one over here as well. And these are basically rock walls, obviously. But the reason that that's important is because rock walls can't be sprinted through. You can't sprint through a rock wall. Like if I go over here to this one up here, right here, I can't sprint through this. So just keep that in mind that I'm going to have to break it with my melee or with an RPG or with a grenade, something like that. So if I throw it over there, boom, I can destroy that. So just keep that in mind as well. So there's destructible environments here. Again, not a lot of action happens back here. This is a really good way to actually get a flank route to the spawn points back here. If I go over this way, this is one of the main areas of the map that can give me a pretty big overview. Again, destructible environment here, but this is one of those areas that gives me a really big overview of the middle of the map here. For some reason, these aren't opening up the way that I want them to. There we go. That's much better. Go ahead and close them again and open them back up. So again, as I said, this gives me an overview over towards B, which is right there, as well as to over there where the enemies will also be, and it gives me an overview over to that bridge and over there into the middle as well. Now, again, as I said, the reason that this is a very campy map, and one of the main camping areas that people like to spend a lot of time is right here where I am right now. And then, of course, I'll show you guys it here in a little bit. But there's just a whole bunch of camping areas. This is going to be a lot of showing off the camping areas, not to encourage camping, but to sort of help you guys be able to counter the campers. Again, here's another destructible environment here that you can jump through or can shoot enemies through. If I throw a grenade on there, I can actually destroy that fully, which is pretty cool. I can just run through there and drop down and then shoot some enemies in the back, which is pretty useful. But again, if I come down over to here inside this room, I can get a line of sight to sort of towards over there again, just a little bit differently. It's just underground versus above ground. Again, I can get a line of sight to B. I can get a line of sight to enemies over there. And finally over there as well, which is pretty awesome. And then, again, more destructible environment right here. Kind of a small one, not really too useful. But again, this just allows me to run into there. And I'll just go ahead and head back here. Again, not a lot happens back here. Again, a beautiful map for sure. That's one of the reasons I liked it so much. But how it plays, or how it looks and how it plays is, a big deal. Again, Modern Warfare maps look really good, but they played absolutely terribly. So, again, same thing with this map. This just doesn't play very good. Again, right here, you can get a line of sight to enemies that are over there, as well as over there. Now, coming through here, If I jump on top of this tank, this is one of the more popular camping areas of this map. I mean, people camp here all the time. That is not even a little exaggeration. That is a true fact. Every game I play, enemies are always sitting up here on this tank, just taking you out from over there. It's just so annoying. Again, I would like this map, except it's just it's so campy. It's actually ridiculous. Everyone sits and doesn't move around. I don't know why. It's not like this map is worse than any other maps. I mean, I see more rushing on sub pens, and that should tell you guys something. Anyways, I digress. This isn't about, me ranting about this map. It's just telling you guys the honest truth about the map and just showing you guys spots. And here's a camping spot that is very, very common. And again, I'm showing these camping spots to be countered, not to be used. I mean, obviously they're going to be used, which is why I'm showing them off, but the goal of them is to be countered. Again, same thing over here. Have some more destructible environments. This just gives me line of sight over to enemies there, as well as running across that way, and then coming through here as well. Just makes it a little bit of an easier way to see the enemies. But for the most part, a lot of the times, this is useful only if the enemies are spawning over here. If the enemies are spawning over here, if your teammates are spawning over there, this is pretty much a useless place to be. But hey, you know what? It still works pretty dang good. Now, if I go through here, again, I can climb up on this truck. And I wouldn't really recommend climbing up on this truck, but you sure can if you want to. Just helps you get maybe a surprise line of sight to enemies that are up there, as well as definitely gives you a line of sight over to enemies over by B. Now, here's where the B objective is. I can go ahead and run through this and break it and climb up here and then get into the B objective. And there's a whole bunch of destructible environments here on B, which I think is a design on purpose, so that kind of gives you a protected B flag. But again, here's where the B objective is. And again, from the B objective, I can get a line of sight to that building there. I can get a line of sight to that building, or I can get a line of sight to the bridge over here and everything like that, which is pretty awesome. But again, it's kind of a risk effect, because I can come in here and I can get a couple kills, but enemies can also really see me easily because this is the middle of the map, and the middle of the map is obviously super risky. Now, again, same thing here, another destructible environment. I can mount on this if I want to, take out enemies there. But again, a lot of these destructible environments get destroyed about 2 minutes into the match, so they really don't have that much of a purpose. Which is, I guess, is kind of a common theme for all of these maps in Call of Duty Vanguard. Destructible environments don't really have a point. I guess they're just sort of a creative thing. That's really it, though. Now, one thing about this map, again, head glitch here, same sort of line of sights to there as well as up there. That's actually a new one up there. So 2 things about this map. Number 1, this area, and running over here with this area. Stay out of these areas. Stay out of this area right here, and the area that I was just at right here, facing this way. And the reason for that is this is a very, very dangerous area. The amount of times that I have ran through this part trying to get into a flank over here to their spawn, and I've died in this area, and then vice versa over there, has been a ton of different times. It's just, a lot of people will sit up there, sit behind those rocks, sit on that, by that truck up there, and just camp. Again, lots and lots of camping happens on this map. I don't understand why, but again, that's what happens. So maybe the only way to get through here safely is to throw a smoke grenade right there on that water, and then just run through here, because that's really the only way to do that. I don't even use smoke grenades, so it's probably not even worthwhile, but that's really the only thing that you can do, which is really unfortunate, but that's just a reality of this map. When a lot of camping happens, it's really hard to rush. It's very, very, very difficult to rush, which is probably why I don't like this map, because you guys know me, I'm a very rush heavy player. I hate sitting and doing nothing. It's super boring. But again, you can get a line of sight to enemies that are over there. From here, this is actually a little bit of a sneaky spot. I do like this spot quite a bit. Now that that is all out of the way, we can go ahead and head over here to the back of the map here, which again is just sort of some empty space that you can just use as some flanking routes. I mean, if I run like this trail here that I just did, I can come back here and then get a flanking route on enemies. I can also run through here, and then just gives me a line of sight to enemies there. Although I never recommend doing this because I have no cover. And if there's an enemy camping on that tank back there, well, you guys can pretty much predict what's going to happen. I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. If I go over here, though, and I mount, things might be a little bit different. And I say might be a little different because everyone uses different weapons, and some weapons have a lower recoil than others, STG. And I'll probably get outgunned no matter what I do over here, which is a bummer, but it's just kind of a reality of Call of Duty Vanguard. It just is what it is. If anything, if I'm going to try and take out enemies on that head glitch over there, I'm going to want to mount on here and just try and take them out. Or what I could possibly do is I can just, run through here and then sprint as fast as I can. Being that my teammates are over here, sprint all the way over to here, get into this area, and then keep my sights up, take out a couple of enemies, and then try and take them out on that tank there. That's probably the best way to do it. But again, it's going to be risky and very, very difficult, especially because a lot of the times people who camp there are using the STG-44. So again, that's just one of the ways to counter that head glitch up there, or that camping spot. But again, it's pretty risky as well. Now coming over here, this is another destructible environment. Now unlike normal, where if this was a piece of wood, I could just jump up here and break through it. But now instead I have to shoot it to destroy it, or I have to go up top to destroy it. So again, if you're down here, I wouldn't really recommend destroying that at all. I would just run back here again, and then come through this doorway here, and then take out the enemy that's up here in this room, and then destroy this destructible environment, because that's going to make you safer. Number 2, here is this other building that is the opposite of that building over there, which I showed you guys here in the beginning of the video. And these are the main camping spots. Enemies will, and I'm not even kidding, enemies will literally sit up here the entire match, aiming down sight, just waiting for you to walk by. It's horrible. I hope if you guys are in lower SPMM lobbies that this map is more fun for you, but for me in my lobbies, which is probably mid-tier SPMM, the camping is insane. It's just so bad on this map. I've said that about a million times, but I just have to I just have to make that point really, really clear, because that's just the way this map is. It's just really poorly designed in that matter. I just don't know why, because again, as I said before a couple of times as well, this map isn't really campy. I don't see why people camp so much on this map, because in all reality, I think that this map is not badly designed. I think it's just the way that people play on it. For some reason, just don't get it. But again, same thing here. I can get line of sight to over on B. Enemies walking through here, then enemies that are up there as well, and even enemies that run through this brush right here. So I will go into the counters of both of these areas here in a minute, but first I wanted to go ahead and head back here and talk about the back of the map here. So again, not a lot happens here. If I'm right here, I could obviously, kind of go prone and call in my streaks if I so wish. I can also come all the way back here and kind of wait for enemies to come through. They do tend to do that from time to time. There's some more destructible environments back here, but again, these ones aren't as useful. Actually, you know what? I take that back. This one is actually really useful, because as I said, enemies love to camp on that tank. So if I'm sitting back here with a long-range weapon, of course, like a sniper or an LMG, or even a low recoil assault rifle, I can probably take out enemies pretty easily from back here. So this is actually probably better than what I showed you guys earlier. Obviously, what I showed you guys earlier is still useful, as you can run through that area and take out enemies, but this one is probably better in all reality, so keep that in mind as well. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how to... there's also a destructible environment here, but again, you have to melee this to destroy it, so again, keep that in mind. Now, talking about over here on this left side, or I guess right side of the map from where I am currently, this is another popular area where a lot of people like to camp, specifically on that tank there. So again, mount right here, try and take them out if you can, or just don't even bother. Run back here, try and take one of the other routes. But that's one of the things that I found on this map, because there's so much camping. It's really, really, really hard to counter them. You can still counter them. It's just incredibly difficult, and I've had so many problems on this map. I don't even want to play it anymore in this game. So that's how bad it is, in my opinion, is that I just don't even want to play it anymore. It's just so bad. But anyways, you can also, I think you can even jump up on this truck. Yeah, you can. So this is probably one of the better ways to counter that camping up there. But at this point, it's basically just head glitch versus head glitch. And whoever's more accurate will win, or whoever has the more powerful weapon will win. So again, you have to keep that in mind as well. And again, as I said, you can mount on here. Now, a lot of people will like to sit by this rock right here and kind of wait for you to run by. Same with this rock here. And then same with this rock here. They'll just kind of wait for you. So again, you can just throw your grenade into here, or just keep your sights up, maybe do a little bit of camping up there yourself. And then, once you get a couple of kills, you can finally run away. But again, pretty risky to do that as well. One other thing you can do is you can also lay prone here and take out enemies on that head glitch there as well, which is pretty useful. And you can take out enemies that are coming from right there as well. So again, keep that in mind. And now let's go ahead and talk about, now that pretty much the map guide is over, again, I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff, and I feel bad that I want to make this map guide really, really good. But I just, I don't like this map so much that I just, I'm pretty sure I've covered as many things as I possibly could here on this map. I'm pretty sure it's still a pretty long map guide video. So anyways, a few ways to counter these camping areas, specifically these two buildings. Number one, just back out of the game. Just kidding. I'm not going to say that, but I mean, sometimes that works. Sometimes that works. If you can't win, can't beat them, just leave. That's sometimes the best way to do it. But what I was going to say is that when it comes to countering these camping areas up here, it's pretty risky because obviously, as I said, if I run through the middle here, the enemies that are camping up there are going to destroy me, as well as enemies that are right there. And I just killed myself on accident. That was definitely a misclick. So it's risky. So there's a few things that you can do. Number one, you can just use your flanking routes to your advantage. So if I spawn over here, to try and counter that area, number one, I'm going to try and keep my sights up, see if I can just take them out normally. But what I can also do is I can just run through here, keep my sights up again, try and take out enemies there, and then use my grenade to throw it up into that building, try and make them weak, and then take them out from right here. So that's one potential option that you could do. Or again, another counter, a really useful counter, is just to camp yourself. Now coming over to this one, this one is a little bit easier to counter in my opinion. So as I showed you guys earlier, I kind of showed you the flanking route, but if you can get past here, very, very luckily, if you can get past here, you can run all the way around to the side, come through here, climb up here, and then as long as there's not a UAV up or you have ghost, boom, shoot them in the back here, shoot them in the back here. So that's a really, really useful one. Also, another way to flank this area is to run all the way around through this pathway, come through here, keep your sights up, see if there's any enemies right here to take out, and then sprint through here. Again, keep your sights up again because this is a spawn point. Come through this door, and then come up the stairs and then take them out. So those are the two ways to counter these main camping buildings. How to counter these camping spots? Well, there's not really any specific way to counter them. Just if you're over there, keep your sights up. If you're over there, keep your sights up. You can even, I think you can even mount on this little rock wall here. Yeah, you can, which is going to really, really help you take out the enemies that are camping there as well. And again, I'm pretty sure I did my absolute best to show you guys as many head glitch, counters as I possibly can. But again, it just really, really depends on the lobby. Again, I think I only had one rushing game on this one rushing match on this map, and then after that was it. Now everyone just camps on this map. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this next map guide video here in Call of Duty Vanguard. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Hopefully, especially, I'm even going to take my own advice here with this video and try and use my flanking routes, because again, I just have so many difficulties on this map that if I could play this and I can enjoy it again, I would love to. But so far, I've really, really disliked it, to be completely honest with you guys. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, like ratings, always appreciated. If you want to check out any of my other previous map guide videos, I'll leave the previous one down below in the description for you guys to check out, as well as it will be at the end of the video as well. And I'll see you guys all on one of my final map guide videos tomorrow.